Hi guys, this is Donnell with Donnell's Stitchery here, and this is the very first episode ever of me doing this Quilt As You Go series. So I have recently completed the last clue to clues 1 through 9 of the Cotton Cuts, um, Dusty Rose, Wild West, um, blocks. So I decided I figured I'd take a different twist to how I did it with the Tree of Life, where I pieced the whole quilt top together and then I wait until I find a backing that speaks to me. So for this one here, I have decided I'm going to do it as a quilt as you go. And I'm using a layer cake or the remaining fabrics from my Oops kit as my um backings. And the reason why I say the Oops kit is so if I have like some pieces that might be longer than the 10-inch square. So this right here is the colorway that I chose. Get it in frame. There we go. That's the colorway that I chose, which is the Dusty Rose Dusty Rose Wild West um quilt top. So the main colors that are so here are the colors that are in the Oops kit, which is the main fabrics throughout the quilt. We have beautiful wheat and everything from the reds, and then we have this beautiful here darker pink. Let's see if I can't get the camera angle down better. There we go. There we go. So we got this beautiful pink. And then we have some gorgeous olive green. And we have these roses. Oh my gosh. So I'm in love with this fabric. I thought about just ordering this as a backing and doing this. But I'm like, I want to do as quilts as you go. So, and I'm not exactly for sure how much I would need yardage wise. So I decided, and then we got this gorgeous pink here. And then we got this here, this beautiful cream color. Let's turn it this way so that right there you can see them all at the same time. This is the fabrics of that came with the cotton cuts, and these are the main 6 fabrics that was in the quilt. And so then we also got the fabrics from the binding, which is in this layer cake. So we're going to go through this layer cake, and I'm going to pick out 30 that I love the most to go with this. And because there are some I really don't really speak to me for this quilt. So we're going to lay out the 30. I'm going to lay each one right here. And I'm going to discuss how I feel on each one and decide which one I want and everything. Because this one right here on the very bottom here, that is the binding. So, and that is in my clue 10 that I'll be using when I get ready to do the binding. But I got to get the quilt quilted in order to pieces all put together in order to do the binding. So in this series here, it's going to be in multiple videos, and I'm going to walk you through how I go about doing each and every step of my quilt as you go. The quilting of it, of my decision on the quilting of each piece, as well as my decision on how I want to put each block together. It's going to be a long process, so stay tuned and just come back and keep checking out my videos. I'm going to do one video each week. I'm going to record them on either Saturdays or Sundays, and they will release every Monday morning for you. So I hope you enjoy. Now this first one here, this is a guarantee. I am putting this inside of this. And that is this one right here. I absolutely love this. This is the only one that is in this bundle, and I am so in love with this. So I definitely will be putting this in here. So that is this up against all of those pieces there. So that is a definite yes. Let me adjust the camera angle so you guys can actually see all the fabrics. There we go. So this is a definite yes because I have to have this in there without a doubt. And then we have the green version of this one here. of this red one right here. So I'm going to have that in there because I'm like, let's see if I can't get this angle just perfectly on here. There we go. Now you can see all the fabrics, I believe. No, moment. You know, we're just going to maybe down here to just the desk only. There we go. Now you can see. There we go. Now you can see all the fabrics. I got all the sets of the fabrics you can see and the layer cake option I'm putting there. This one right here, I'm a little iffy. It's not really singing to me to go along with these options. So I'm going to set this one over here as a not right now. If we don't come up with enough, I will come back and go through this pile again. This one right here is a no because that does not sing to me at all with this collection. As far as to go with these fabrics, I'm looking for the ones that go with all of these fabrics that sing to me with these. And some of these are just not going to sing to me, and that's okay. They don't have to, because I can always use them as something else. Not in this project, but always use them for a different project. This one here is a maybe. So this one here might come back to if I don't have enough. And there are 2 of these. So we'll leave this one sitting over here off to the side right over here. Because that one's going to be a maybe. Because it does have the same colors as this one right here. Same shade and everything. So that one, it might. Now this one here is a definite yes. Because that's this fabric right here. So, and there's 2 of those. And then remember the binding I told you about? Which is this one down here. Well, here's the green version. So that means a definite yes. We're going to do that one. So, and then we have this one here, which is this fabric. So now we got 2 of the fabrics that were in here. We got both of those. This next one is a no because it does not sing to me. To me, that looks like olives, and I don't know, it's just the color or something. I'm not for sure. I don't care for it. Not with this. It's not a bad looking fabric. I just don't care for that one with this. This one here, I'll put this as a maybe because it does go good with this one as it's the color of the leaves. However, it's not 100% singing. So we'll put this over here as a maybe. Next up, we have this one here. Not caring too much for this to go with this line, to go with these options. So we'll put this over here in the bucket. And then we have this brown. This one here I do like. We don't have that design in here. However, a lot of this darker chocolatey brown color is in these leaves. And other than that, it's just the cream color that's in here. And so that to me, I'm liking it. So we're going to leave that here as a yes. Next up, we have this one here. And this is all from the jelly roll. And I mean, not jelly roll, but layer cake. And this is the Andover Fabrics. It's a Joy line by Laundry Basket Quilts for Andover Fabrics. And I love these fabrics. They are beautiful. It's good quality. So this one here, I'm going to probably go with a maybe on. I don't want too many of the browns. I want to stick with like the reds, the greens, and the creams. Now this one here, I'm leaning towards a no. I love the shades. I just don't like the wallpaper strip design to it. And I'm not a big crazy fan of the wallpaper strip design. So that one I'm going to put over here in the bucket as a no. Now this one here, I absolutely love. I love the like straight on point of the reds. I love the little tints of the greens. And then I love the background color of the tan color. So I'm going to leave that in here because I like that. Once we go through, we're going to count these and see where we're at. This here feels too Christmassy to me. We got the reds, the greens, we got some tan, we got a tan background or a beige background. To me, it reads too Christmas for this. So I don't want this one. And the same with this next one. This next one has two of them. And this here also sings to me as Christmas. It would make a great binding or maybe a great piece inside of the quilt if we were going with something along that type of theme, but we're not, and it just doesn't sing to me with us. I can see why they did not choose that to be in this option. Then we have this one here, which is just a off-white with the great little green stars. See if I can't get her closer up so you can actually see the stars. How about we just do just one? There you go. So it is a nice collection, and that is a pretty color, but it's too plain Jane for me. I know. I'm picky. I can't help it. Now, this one here is a definite yes. There's two of these, and that is the off-white version of this one right here. So that's a definite yes. Any versions of these here, it's going to be a yes. Now we have this one, a version, something similar to this one here coming up. I believe it's this one here. Well, it's close. Not complete, but it is, oh, yep, it is this here. So this one here, we got one of that, so that's a yes. Now we got the off-white version of the roses coming. So we have two of those. So that's a definite yes, because I love it. I love, love, love this rose fabric. And then we have this one here. This one's a no, because it's like, no wow factor to it. I guess I could say that. No wow factor to me for this piece. So that one's going to be a no. These are all, a lot of these would be great for other projects. I just don't want to use it for this. So then we have this piece here. And this is beautiful fabric. Don't get me wrong. I love this. Just not for this. I'm like looking for certain things in this. So then we have this one here. To me, this speaks all about like the 60s, 70s theme. Because I see like the geometric shapes and would be like a tile or a wallpaper. And it's just too much going on for me. Granted, it's all the same color and everything, and it goes with this line. Just, I don't see this going with this. Not in my view. And then we have one of these, which is, this is the binding fabric. So of course that goes with this because it's the binding fabric. So this is going to stay. And then we have two of these, which is this fabric right here. So obviously that's going to stay. And then we have this one here, which is this fabric. So obviously that one's going to stay. And then we have this here, which, I mean, I love gingham and I love plaid. Both the same type of thing, in my opinion. However, granted, the color and everything and the shades all look great with this, but not for this design. So this sweet little thing is going to go to a different stack to be used later down the road. Next one up we have is two of these. Now this does look good with it, but it's too much in my opinion. I love the print. It would be gorgeous for something else, just not speaking to me. Now we're coming into the dark red options. We're moving out of the rosy pink and going into the deep dark reds. And this here speaks beautifully to me with this, so it's going to stay. This one here is gorgeous fabric. However, I'm thinking that this one is going to be a no. I love it. It's got the flowers with stems and everything. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Just the red tone to me is too bright red for this, because this is like a dark red, a burgundy. And to me, this is too bright red. So the reds to me are just not, it's just not working in my view. Then we have the color right here, the same one as this. So obviously that's going to stay because I'm keeping all the ones that matches the fabrics that goes in there. And then the very last one is we have two of these, which is the darker burgundy, almost brownish tone to it and everything of the roses. So we have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4 over here, 4 fabrics that we have put aside for a maybes. So now we need to count these to see how many we actually chose. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So we got 21 here. So it looks like we're going to have to pick some more. And then we got the 4 here. So 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. And then I need to double count my blocks to see exactly how many we need. So right now we have 25. Let me write this down. Okay, so I wrote it down on the cardboard that came with the layer cake. And then we need, let's see here. I had it written down somewhere. I just don't remember what I did with it. So we're just going to have to count again. This is totally fine. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Let's see. Got 10, 12, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19, 24, 28, 30. Okay, so we need 5 more. Now I could probably get the 5 out of this, but I don't want to count on these from the Oops kit if I don't have to, just in case I have any blocks that are larger than 10 by 10. So if I don't have blocks larger than 10 by 10, yes, I'll choose 5 of these to use. However, if we do, or if we don't, let's see here. We need some options. So we're going to go back to our nose to see which ones of the nose is going to make the cut. This here, see, I don't know. We're going to add this in because, you know, after looking at it, the little details on here is that red. So we're going to add that in. So now we got 26. Then we have this here. Sometimes I hate the deciding factors on this. We're automatically going to take out the plaid and the wallpaper looking ones because, yeah, no, they're just not speaking to me. We're going to take out the Christmas ones because, nope. So plaid and Christmas and wallpaper designs are out for sure because they're not getting used. So next up, this one we're going to think about. We got 26. We need 30. So we'll add this one here in because this one here does have like the stems and it's got like the little berries on it like how this here has. So we'll add this one. So that's 27. I don't have to be crazy about every one of them. It's okay. And then we got more of the berries or olives here. Not crazy about this, but the color scheme does match this. The berries or olives, whatever that is, does work with the theme here because it's the same shape as right here. So we'll add that in. This one here, it's just too white for me because, I mean, the lightest fabric is this cream color, and that's way lighter than this. So this is going to be a no. And then next up, so we need 3 more. See, to me, that's too white. This tells me I'm going to have to pick some of my no-nos, some of my definite no's. I'm thinking maybe, see, that just doesn't speak to me with this. Let's see here. Kind of thinking this one here. This one with these two, which would give me my 30. I'm not crazy about the wallpaper design. However, it's the only one that speaks to me the most with this because it's got that softness color and it's got the red and the green that would go good with these. And the same type of design through here. Granted, it's got the stripes, but you know, you can't have it all. Because the plaid and these stripes are just, see this, 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 and this just don't work for me with this design. So those have to be a no. And this one here, I don't care for. Because to me, this looks like wallpaper. And it doesn't speak to me because it's not even the same flower that's in these. And then we have this one here. And that's just too pale white. Too starch white for the background. Where this is a cream. At least with this one here, it's a tan color. So it would work with this. So that is the colors we are going to go with. So we're going to do this one, which makes 28. And we're going to go with these two, which is 2 of them, which is 29 and 30. And we'll keep, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this one, this one, this one, this one, all on the back burner. Well, not this one. This one's actually growing on me. So that one's going to stay. But we're going to keep this one, the olives, the wallpaper, the calm wallpaper, and then this one here, like a bedspread, it reminds me of. We're going to keep those 4 fabrics as last to use when quilting the blocks, because that way there, if I'm able to replace it with one of these, then I'll be able to at that point. I'll know I'll be able to at that point, and I don't got to stress over it. So we're going to do that. These are going to be left as my maybes. So that is all for that, guys. So we have our 30 pieces here that we are going to do to make that. These 30 pieces here are going to be my backings to my Wild West Dusty Rose cotton cuts. And like I said, there are some here that I am not 100% crazy about, which are like the last 4-ish that I chose, but we'll save those for last. Actually, we'll just go ahead and put them right back here in the very back of the pile. And if I have to use them, I will. And in the meantime, so the following week, so all I got to say is the following week, make sure you tune in because next Monday, which is the next Monday, May 12th, will be my first episode of me actually starting to quilt them. And I'll show you how I'm going to do all this. I'm going to do a video every week of me doing this. So it'll be like clue 1 on the following week, clue 2 the week after that, clue 3 the week after that. And it's going to be a video of me doing it. And there's going to be some parts where I'm going to speed through. And there's other parts that I'm going to take my time. So come back, hang out. If you have any questions or if you have any suggestions for maybe say the last 4 fabrics, let me know. Talk to y'all later. And please make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends about my channel because I always love having new viewers. Love you guys. If you get out and about, make sure you smile because you never know whose day you'll be will change with a simple gesture of a smile.